Today's Mazda video is brought to you by sway bar links. That's what we're going to do today on all four corners. And it's really a simple job. If you're hearing some clunking going down the road or anything like that, could be your sway bar links. It's very inexpensive. You can do this at home, in your driveway, in your mother's garage, or wherever you have an opportunity to put your car on jack stands. I'm going to start this one like a Quentin T movie at the end. Them are out, all the new ones are in. Using the Moog stuff today just because it's cheap and good. Now, when I went to install the rear, it wasn't quite fitting and I wasn't sure what was going on. I took a look at the part numbers. Sure enough, they are different, so make sure you use the right one. Whereas the front, same part number. So, food for thought. If you're in the upper echelon of the age bracket, grab yourself something to kneel on. And these are 21mm lugs. Air tools make life easier, but they're not necessary. You got your jack stand. I know mine's not in place, but you know what? It'll catch it if it falls and make life interesting. Now scoot your eyes right there. And as I'm looking at this, I don't even think I probably needed to take that tire off. One nut right there, one nut right there. This guy's gonna pop out and the new one will pop in. I'm using a 9/16 and there's just no room up there. 9/16 fits pretty good, not great. It's probably a metric. But, you know, there's no way I'm getting my metric socket in here, and all I have is standard wrenches. So it worked, but probably a metric size so you don't get this little marring on the edges of your nut. Not a huge deal on sway bar links. We're going to press on. One part about this job that's kind of fun is you only have enough room to do a quarter turn at a time. And Tim and I like to say, that's doing the Vinny D. And we get that from the movie where Vinny D played the guy in the Furiously Fast series, and he said you live life a quarter mile at a time. Well, we live life a quarter turn at a time. So I'm going to show you what's going on here. On all of these sway bar links, you're going to have the nut, and then it's going to sit on the stud, but the stud will actually spin. That's why they give you these flat spots. So what you have to do is get behind the stud with the wrench like this while you're turning the nut so that it doesn't just spin the whole stud. There also, on some of them, are these little inserts for an Allen key, and you can hold that while you spin the nut. Either way works, but the bottom line is you have to hold the stud while you're spinning the nut. Well, this is just silly here. I can't fit the Allen wrench to hold that stud, so the top is not coming out. And I tried going up and down with it, it won't clear the frame. So my next thought is if I take the bottom off on both sides, then the sway bars should flip up, and then I can detach it from above the frame. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but that's my thought. So here's that setup. Allen key in the stud, wrench on the nut side, and this holds the stud from spinning so you can get the nut all the way off. I'm guessing these are factory original. It didn't have a flat spot for me to hold on to, so you have to go the Allen key route, which makes the top inaccessible as I previously described. Some good news, I repositioned the jack to as far outboard on the control arm as I can get, and I think I just barely cleared that top sway bar link, so yeah, let's see if we can get it out now. Well, there she is, and I had to get under the vehicle, as you can tell from the position I'm in. This is quickly turning into one of the most annoying rear sway bar links I've ever done. Thanks, Mazda. Okay, we got both nuts out, and this part's really important. You need to set it at ride height to pull this out. And if you're not at ride height, you're gonna know because you're not gonna be able to pull it out. It should pull out literally that easy. So if you're trying to use a hammer or something other dumb, then you're probably gonna break stuff or make your life harder. So just set it to ride height with your jack here, and it'll pop out real easy like that. First observation about the difference here, look at the size, okay? Look at the Moog is like twice the size of this Mazda original. Now, also, Moog is serviceable. Mazda original, not. This one, super loosey-goosey. This one, yeah, tight. Now, when you grease stuff, you're gonna wanna fill the boot, and you don't wanna overfill it and have it come out, but if you forget to grease, you're gonna have your parts wear prematurely. I use number 2 NLGI on everything, and any brand of that'll do you just fine. Just pick one you like off the shelf. See that boot versus that one? Greased versus not. Good idea to do some blue goo on these, just for extra safety. All done here, and crow's feet would be really helpful on this job, just saying. I was using wrenches, and it was miserable to Vinny D this back together, but it's done. 20 minutes of quarter turn later, and the torque specs on these, irrelevant because you're not going to fit a torque wrench up there on that top bolt. Just get it snug and tight, Guten tight even, the German torque spec. But on your lugs, when you put those back on, if you choose to take the tire off, I recommend it because sometimes it's easier to switch positions, are going to be about 95. Driver's side done. Vinny D quarter turn for life on those uppers. Lowers are easy, but man, get ready. On the front now, and this looks easier. We just get to this one here and this one down here. I want to show you guys a trick here. If you've got a really tight bolt and you've got your ratchet, you can slide the wrench over and get extra leverage. Take your little lock nut off and then again set it the right height. Should just pop out that easy. Let's take a look here. This one's actually in pretty good shape up top, but then look at this. That'll jiggle and bounce on the road. Grease, blue goo, full send. Sway bar link on the front driver's done. Way easier. So much better than the rear. Start with the back. Get the hard stuff out of the way. Then go to the front if you're doing this job. Passenger side front is done, so all the sway bar links are done. Now I'm not going to go to a road test yet. That'll be in the next video. But this ends the sway bar link video. If you want to follow along, we're going to do tie rods next. Remember, we already did wheel bearings on this thing, but we forgot to film it. So wheel bearings and brakes, sorry. Check out some of our other videos for those. Tie rods are next. Maybe we could call it the Toretto twist, right? Quarter turn at a time, the Toretto twist. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? Toretto twist or Vinny D? Let us know in the comments.